Hi, I'm John Harshbarger and I'm the Customer Care Manager here at Agri-Fab. Let's begin by calibrating the flow control on your spreader. Before you begin calibration, first loosen the nuts holding your control bracket if they are already tight. Begin by moving the lever to the off position, then slide the control bracket until the shut-off plate in the bottom of the hopper completely closes. Lightly tighten the hex nuts holding the control bracket and set the control stop to 5. Open the spreader against the stop and look in the bottom of the hopper. The shutoff plate should be open halfway. If the plate is not open halfway, loosen the nuts holding the control bracket and make the adjustments until the plate opens halfway at 5, but still shuts completely when set to off. Once adjustments are complete, tighten the hex nuts holding the control bracket. Now that your spreader is calibrated correctly, let's talk about setting charts for seed, fertilizer, and other materials you want to spread. The biggest tip I can give you is that the setting charts are just a guideline and not a rule. Something to keep in mind when choosing a fertilizer is that organic fertilizers are more forgiving than compared to synthetic fertilizers that contain herbicides. You won't have to stress as much about over-application with organic fertilizers as you do with synthetic fertilizers. For beginner do-it-yourself lawn enthusiasts, I recommend using organic fertilizers until you are comfortable with your spreader and its settings. The most important things to look at are how big is the lawn that you are treating and how much material to get the coverage you need. Coverage is listed on the bag. For example, this bag of Milorganite says it will cover 2,500 square feet. You will want to start off by measuring off a test area of your lawn that equals about half of a bag. That means you will measure a test area of 1,250 square feet. To calculate square footage, you multiply length by width. After I have measured off 1,250 square feet, I would pour half of a bag into my spreader. As I'm spreading, I make sure to pay attention to two things. First, how quickly I am emptying the hopper, and second, how much of my test area I've covered. If I notice that the material is coming out too fast, I change my setting to a smaller number. If it seems too slow, I either increase the number or walk slower. After your test area, if you still don't have a good feel for the correct setting or walking speed, measure out another test area and do it again. After a few times spreading, you'll get a better feel for what is correct and won't have to do as many or any test areas at all. Once you have the spreader calibrated to the correct setting, make a note of it so you won't have to recalibrate it when you spread this brand of fertilizer again. I hope this helps you get the right spreader setting for your material. Just remember, the setting charts are a guide, not a rule, and test applications are important. Thanks, and I hope I've helped make your lawn care easier.